those routed skulls, those routed souls scattered across the scene, their faces once again turned toward the mountain where reason spurs and justice picks us clean. But I drew ever closer to my guide, and how could I have run my course without him, who would have led me up the mountainside? He seemed gnawed by remorse for his offense. O noble conscience without stain, how sharp the sting of a small fault is to your sense. When he had checked that haste that urges men to mar the dignity of every act, my mind, forced in upon itself till then, broke free, and eager to see all before me, I raised my eyes in wonder to that mountain that soars highest to heaven from the sea. Low at my back the sun was a red blaze. Its light fell on the ground before me, broken in the form in which my body blocked its rays. I gave a start of fear and whirled around, seized by the thought that I had been abandoned, for I saw one shadow only on the ground. And my comfort turned full to me then to say, "Why are you still uncertain? Why do you doubt that I am here and guide you on your way? Vespers have rung already on the tomb of the body in which I used to cast a shadow. It was taken. Vespers have rung already on the tomb of the body in which I used to cast a shadow. It was taken to Naples from Brindisium. If now I cast no shadow, should that fact amaze you more than the heavens which pass the light undimmed from one to another? We react within these bodies to pain and heat and cold according to the workings of that will which does not will that all its ways be told. He is insane who dreams that he may learn by mortal reasoning the boundless orbit three persons in one substance fill and turn. Be satisfied with the quia of cause unknown, O humankind, for could you have seen all, Mary need not have suffered to bear a son. You saw how some yearn endlessly in vain, such as would else have surely had their wish, but have instead its hunger as their pain. I speak of Aristotle and Plato, he said, of them and many more, and here he paused, and sorrowing and silent, bowed his head. Meanwhile we reached the mountain's foot, and there we found so sheer a cliff the nimblest legs would not have served unless they walked on air. The most forsaken and most broken goat trace in the mountains between Larici and Turbia compared to this would seem a gracious staircase. My guide exclaimed, "Now who is there to say in which direction we may find some slope up which one without wings may pick his way?" While he was standing, head bowed to his shoulders, and pondering which direction we might take, I stood there looking up among the boulders, and saw upon my left beside that cliff face a throng that moved its feet in our direction, and yet seemed not to, so slow was its pace. "Master," I said, "look up, and you will find some people coming who may solve the problem, if you have not yet solved it in your mind." He looked up then, and, openly relieved, said, "Let us go to them, since they lag so. And you, dear son, believe as you have believed." We were as far off yet from that slow flock, I mean when we had gone 1,000 paces, as a strong slingsman could have thrown a rock. When they drew in against the cliff and stood there, like men who fear what they see coming toward them and, waiting for it, huddle close and stare. O well-concluded lives, O souls thus met already among the chosen, Virgil said, by that sweet crown of peace that shall be set on each of you in time, tell us which way leads to some slope by which we two may climb. Who best knows time is most grieved by delay? As sheep come through a gate, by ones, by twos, by threes, and all the others trail behind, timidly, nose to ground, and what the first does, the others do. And if the first one pauses, the others huddle up against his back, silly and mute, not knowing their own causes. Just so I stood there watching with my guide, the first row of that happy flock come on, their look meek and their movements dignified. And when the souls that came first in that flock saw the light broken on the ground to my right, so that my shadow fell upon the rock, they halted and inched back as if to shy, and all the others who came after them did as the first did without knowing why. Let me confirm the thought you leave unspoken. It is a living body you see before you, by which the sunlight on the ground is broken. Do not be astonished, you may rest assured. He does not seek the way to climb this wall without a power from heaven. Thus my Lord addressed them, and those worthy spirits said, waving the backs of their hands in our direction, "First turn around, and then go straight ahead," one soul said to me. "Whoever you are, as you move on, look back and ask yourself if you have ever seen me over there." I studied him with care. My head turned round. Gold blonde he was, and handsomely patrician, though one brow was split by a sword wound. When I, in all humility, confessed I never before had seen him, he said, "Look," and showed me a great slash above his breast. Then, smiling, added, "I am Manfred, grandson of the blessed Empress Constance, and I beg you, when you return over the horizon, go to my sweet daughter, noble mother of the honour of Sicily and of Aragon, and speak the truth, if men speak any other. My flesh had been twice hacked, and each wound mortal, when tearfully I yielded up my soul to him whose pardon gladly waits for all. Horrible were my sins, but infinite is the abiding goodness which holds out its open arms to all who turn to it. If the pastor of Cosenza, by the rage of Clement sent to hunt me down, had first studied the book of God at this bright page, my body's bones would still be in the ground there by the bridgehead outside Benevento, under the heavy guard of the stone mound. Now, rattled by the wind, by the rain drenched, they lie outside the kingdom, by the Verde, where he transported them with tapers quenched. No man may be so cursed by priest or pope, but what the eternal love may still return, while any thread of green lives on in hope. Those who die contumacious, it is true, though they repent their feud with the Holy Church, must wait outside here on the bank as we do, for 30 times as long as they refused to be obedient, though by good prayers on their behalf that time may be reduced. See, then, how great a service you may do me when you return, by telling my good Constance of my condition and this decree, that still forbids me our entrance to the kingdom, for here, from those beyond, great good may come.